Hi everyone, welcome back to Clover Knows Pets. I'm Clover and I just finished this terrarium here. Or well, it's sort of a vivarium. You see, this is a 5.5 gallon tank, so a 5.5 gallon tank, and a terrarium has to be less than 5 gallons or else it's considered a vivarium. But I did set it up a lot more like I would a terrarium than a vivarium, just because of how it's going to be used. This terrarium is going to a client that I actually know, which isn't very often. So yeah, pretty much one of my mom and little sister's friends reached out asking for me to build one of my terrariums for them. So they have a 5-year-old, not gonna say any names, but who loves nature and bugs and all that stuff. Actually, quite a bit like me. And since it's Minnesota and since it gets really cold in the winter, it's currently -3 degrees, they were hoping I could make a terrarium as a gift for Christmas. Let me rephrase that. As a gift for them to give for Christmas. That still doesn't make sense. I'm making a terrarium for them to give to her as a gift for Christmas. That still doesn't make much sense. Anyways, because you can't really interact with much nature in winter, at least not in terms of plants and bugs and insects. So they wanted me to make something that she could actually interact with indoors, but also something that was very low maintenance and looks good. And so this is what I came up with. Now, of course, it's not actually one of my favorite terrariums, or I guess vivariums, I don't know why, it just doesn't look the best to me. Now, that might just be me being picky, or not, I don't know, but yeah, being winter, it was hard to get a selection of plants, so I really couldn't add too much plant biodiversity. I think that might be why I'm upset about it, but that doesn't mean I hate it, it's just not my favorite work. I put zebra isopods in here so that it can be a more engaging setup. Zebra isopods are both really easy to spot in an environment like this, but they're also really, really hardy, and so picking one up isn't going to harm them. And these pieces of cork here are actually only 2 pieces, connected and quite large, and they can actually be lifted up, and you can see the insects on the other side. Well, technically not insects, because isopods are crustaceans, terrestrial crustaceans, but anyways. Yeah. I put some ventilation holes on one side of a piece of clear corrugated plastic, and I have a little notch here so that you can lift it. Now, I chose to use corrugated plastic for a few reasons. First reason is, it's a lot cheaper. They paid $60 for this setup. The tank is $20. The cork is like $10 for that amount. Plants is another price. And I was hoping to earn something off of this, so I went for a cheaper option. But that's actually not the original reason that I went for this. The original reason is because it's very, very kid-friendly. Unlike glass, if you bang it on the floor, you step on it, if it rolls across the room, not saying it will, just in case, there's not going to be a problem. It's not going to break, it's not going to have any cracks, and it's not going to scratch super easily. So it also holds humidity really well while still letting light through, and holds heat really well because of these little pockets. Also, Christmas is 2 days away, and I needed to get something on there quick to give it to them, because we're dropping it off tomorrow on Christmas Eve. And getting some custom cut glass is gonna take quite a lot longer, at least in my area. You have to schedule an appointment, and although I'd love to have it, I don't yet have scoring tools for glass, nor do I have the experience with it. And so I'm waiting to get that experience later on when I happen to have some glass laying around. That way I'm not buying a bunch and then just wasting it when I mess up. I also added these little plants on them. I also added these little plants in the terrarium, or gosh, vivarium, can't think, and they have these little purple hairs on them, and so when they turn, they look purple. It's actually quite cool. Looks even cooler in real life. But yeah. I think this turned out pretty good. Yeah, I also added 2 different kinds of springtails in here and bioactive booster from Justice Frogs to kickstart its microfauna and get it going. Hope they like it, and I'll see you next time.